We are here with Nam Nguyen, the new Canadian national champion in the men's. Um, you know what? Before we get into what happened tonight, let's talk a little bit about, because I heard a story that you had quite some trouble getting into St. John at the beginning of the week. So please elaborate. I'd love to hear.
All right, so I booked the cheapest ticket because,
Of course.
and so I had to go through Halifax to get to St. John. So essentially, I was flying over St. John to Halifax. So the first part of the trip was fine. I love you too. So the first part of the trip was fine. And then the second part of the trip, like I was supposed to board at 6:55. And like the flight attendant or the people at the counter was like, in 10 minutes we'll board, right? So 10 minutes go by, nothing. 20 minutes go by, 10 minutes again, it's like nothing goes by, right? So then I ask him what's up, and they're like, oh yeah, the pilots are on lunch break, and I'm like,
Right. Okay,
great. So, and then like 45 minutes go by, and then they said that the flight is canceled. And at this point, I'm like sweating because I didn't know what to do. Like, there's no skaters on the same flight as me, so I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And luckily, I met with this with the one of the board members from Skate Canada, and like bless her soul, because she just came up to me and was like, I recognize you, and I think I'm thinking of staying at a hotel and then drive out the next day. Yeah, because the next flight was at 2:30 p.m. and if I had taken that, I would miss both practices. And then three other guys overheard our conversation, and they were skating fans, and they were like, "Yo, let's how about we drive out tonight?" And I was like, and I had like a mixed reaction to it, like because like there's gonna be five of us in the car, and but
real tight.
exactly real tight, like real intimate with like strangers. So then, but like we were gonna leave tonight. So we get in the rental car, and the first time the guy puts in the address, it said that we would be there in like just under an hour and a half. And then 30 minutes in, we realize that the dude puts in the wrong address. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, that's fine. We're still heading to St. John. Then the guy re-enters it. 2 hours and 15 minutes is from our current point.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting there like, all right, whatever,
And
fine.
where are you sitting?
So I'm sitting in the back seat on the left passenger side, not in the middle, but like beside it. And I didn't want to make any like awkward body contact because I'm just like very like I'm really not into that. Yeah. So the entire time my spine was like on an angle, deformed. Yeah. And at one point there was like a major snowstorm. We couldn't see anything. And like when I'm telling a story to people, I like to use sound effects. So my interpretation of the snowstorm was like da, 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 da. It was like right in front of the car. Like it was like a white wall.
What kind of snowstorm is that?
It was crazy. It was scary.
Is it dropping like snowballs?
It was scary. It was like I was like scared for my life.
Oh my God.
And so we somehow managed to pull off into a gas station, and I'm like stressed, and so I was getting like junk food, because this was like pretty early. It was like almost 10 o'clock. It's fine, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, the gas lady was like, yeah, it's gonna take 4 hours from the gas station to St. John. And I heard this like from the other end of the station. I was like crying. I was like about to cry because like I couldn't take it anymore. Then the snowstorm goes away, and then after that, the rest of the trip was fine, other than my spine. So we get there. I got to the hotel at around like 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah, and so it was definitely a great start to this event. But yeah, I mean, it's a story I can tell people now.
Well, clearly your spine wasn't affected because most of the things you did today was pretty straight up, right? So spine was fine. The junk food didn't affect you either.
Exactly.
I wish I had the same problem. I wish I could eat junk food and it wouldn't affect me, but at my age, it doesn't work that way. So now I want to talk a bit about this moment here now, winning the national title again. Because last time you won it in 2015, you were...
I was...
How old?
16, I think? 16.
16 years old. So, 4 years later now, pretty much. How is this experience different for you? Was it easier? Was it harder? How, explain us a little bit how you felt going into this.
This year was definitely a lot harder, for sure. I mean, we have our junior boys, and they're coming up, and they're pushing up, Keegan and I, and the other senior boys, and we're on our toes. 4 years ago, like, I'm not trying to. It's like it was a little bit easier, I guess, because of this different circumstances given. But this year was a real challenge, and it really got me, kind of a little bit pressured, especially with Steven and Conrad. Like they're ripping out quads left and right on the practice sessions, and it's so hard not to pay attention to that. But I think that the men's skating for Canada is definitely in great hands because of our junior boys. Like they're up and coming, and so.
And with you guys too, you guys are still.
I mean, we're just trying to keep up with them, and they're really our inspirations, and that's just what Keegan and I were talking about last night. We thought it was going to be easier now that Patrick was gone. It's not easy.
No, so it's almost like a humbling experience,
Sure. Yeah, it's definitely a humbling experience, but all in all, it turned out to be a great experience. I mean, Nationals has always been a great event for me. I get to see all my friends, and really on the practices, Keegan and I just goof around pretty much, and it's like we have such a great positive vibe.
That's good. That's great to see, and that's great to hear exactly, because, at the end of the day, you guys are competitors, but, I think all of us, even when Patrick was competing and I was competing, we always had this kind of camaraderie, and I think it's important to, to keep that on because it creates an energy that makes it more fun to be out there, So what's the plan? What's the goal? Because now the second half of the season is about to start, right? So what are you looking forward to?
So to be very honest with you, I haven't really looked at the second half of the season at all because, I was just so focused on this first half. But for me, I think it's just to keep it simple and keep pushing through and just get through the work. Try not to get a lot of the emotions get in the way, obviously, because I think that's kind of my biggest strength and also my biggest weakness too. So just keep pushing through.
Yeah. Well, it was great to see you not only perform incredible jumps, but perform. We're talking about performance. Yesterday and today, you could see that you were playing a character. You had a role, and you carried it throughout the program. So great, great improvement since the last few years. So keep going.
Thank you.
We're gonna support you. We're here. All of Canada is right behind you, right? So good luck, and thank you guys for joining us. This concludes the national championships, and we're excited for the second half of the season. So stay tuned because we're going to have more stuff. We're actually going to have stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow's the gala, and you're going to be in it. And have a special part for you in the gala because I'm choreographing the finale. So you're gonna have a little part where you can have fun. So stay tuned, and tomorrow's the gala. So enjoy, have fun, and I'll see you guys soon.